You know, at some point we have to acknowledge that Annabelle is overworked. I couldn't believe my eyes. She is still carrying this franchise on her back. So I'm fresh out of The Conjuring Last Rites. And I gotta say, nice little sentimental conclusion and tribute to both Ed and Lorraine Warren, as well as these films, which I grew up with. God, I remember seeing that clap clap jump scare when I was 11 and just thinking, wow, I don't want to sleep tonight. I remember my theater experience at 14 for The Conjuring 2, closing my ears every time I saw the cricket man, like, wow. Now there's one common theme with those films aforementioned. James Wan, and he's been absent since the last one, and I can definitely say his presence is missed. Now, it's no slight on Michael Shops. It's just like, not many people are James Wan. That's my GOAT. So, like, the bar has been set so high. So when we get to these, it's just like, it feels a bit more generic. I feel like we've gotten to the point in this franchise where we've exhausted all of our jump scare options. So, like, some of these in this film get so telegraphed that I'm like, all right, just hit me with the noise already. But on the flip side, there are some moments where Michael Shops hits flow state, and he had some set pieces that scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. I'm not gonna hold you. There was a scene with a priest in a church that I was like, yo, that's just fire. And by the time we get to that third act, which is off the rails, I was like, there's some sauce here that we've been needing. I could definitely feel the James Wan influence. There was a shot where a guy's outside and the camera loops back over and then goes into the house again. And I was like, whoa, I love that. But there's direct nods everywhere, not just to James Wan, but the entire franchise as a whole. I mean, you got the Nun poster, Annabelle's back. I mean, she's moving a bit like Year 16 James Harden. Like, I see shades of what used to be, but she's not spooking me like that no more. It's a really solid time when they're trying to spook you. There's some really eerie stuff in this, but I feel like a lot of this is also more of a family drama. The film is a bit longer, and I feel like that's because we deal with a lot of stuff involving Ed and Lorraine's daughter, Judy, her boyfriend, the whole familial aspect. And while I do think some of it drags, when you have Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, it's so charming and endearing that, like, I was getting very emotional at certain moments. There's a really sweet callback at the end of this film with Lorraine and Judy, and I was just like, do not make me cry right now. But I also think a lot of the emotion that I had was pre-existing because I knew this was their last film, and it's just like, it's so hard to say goodbye. But I'm very glad this film let these characters get their closure. Thank the Lords. We are ushering in a new era. We don't have to keep milking these beautiful, amazing actors. And yeah, I think this film does a neat job of giving you some spooks and just making you feel really sentimental towards this whole universe that's been built with a box of scraps. Hey, Warner Bros., I hope you are paying Annabelle substantial compensation for the amount of times I've seen her in these movies.